Who's the best dog in the world? Who's the best dog in the world? Who's the best dog in the world? Minty, the trained Samoyed.
How to plan for a Samoyed puppy. Hi everyone, welcome to Minty, the Australian Samoyeds pet blogging series. My name's Ali and I'm Minty's mummy. Today I'm going to be talking to you about planning for your Samoyed puppy. Here are 5 of my top favourite tips when planning for your first Samoyed puppy. Number 1, make sure you go to a very reputable breeder. It's important that you find a safe, ethical and kind breeder. For the first 8 weeks of your puppy's life, you want to make sure that they are well looked after. Also, you want to make sure your puppy comes from a family with good bloodlines. We decided to go with Samoyed Samoyeds in Brisbane. Our breeder chose to get her Samoyed artificially inseminated with a C-section. Minty's Samoyed mummy was a Grand Supreme champion and her father the same. Her bloodlines were pretty good. When we met our breeder, she welcomed us with open arms. We had several morning teas and coffee dates, and I even got the chance to wash Minty's mum and sister, which was fantastic to learn from the best. Our breeder was retired, had plenty of time to look after the litter, and spent all of her time and love on making sure her dogs had the best life. Every weekend our breeder would attend puppy shows, and both parents were absolutely exceptional. Minty's parents were beautiful dogs, well trained, and we attended several shows with Minty and her parents. You coming over here? You know, we saw many competitions over like 12 to 18 month period, and even got lucky chance to attend the Echo, which is huge in Queensland. And we got to see our breeder learn how, you know, and the tricks of the trade, how to show Samoyed puppies. Get your butt out of the way, come here. Our breeder knew everything about the family tree Minty was bred from, going back decades of excellent bloodlines, and had Samoyed picture frames all around the house. Our breeder also had several photo albums of all the dogs of the entire family tree, newspaper clippings, dog competitions her dog had won in the past. It was just amazing. Breeders need to love their Samoyeds, and she simply wanted to share these dogs with the world, and I'm glad that she did. Our breeder was the most beautiful person, inside and out, and just welcomed us and helped us learn everything there was to know about having a Samoyed puppy. You know, I guess it was amazing. Our breeder had a specially designed puppy room full of aircon. There was toys, a puppy pen, and everything you could possibly imagine for a Samoyed newborn. Specially designed playpens to ensure no puppy was crushed when their mother was asleep, or, you know, that kind of thing. And we even found out that she had a makeshift bed to help with the breeding, to make sure all the puppies were safe and secure in the early few nights and weeks. We had several visits to see who was the best fit for us, and the puppies had coloured collars to make sure we could figure out who was who. Our breeder told us everything every step of the way, and had several vet checks the whole time. She even had a tradition of walking the Samoyeds to the car and putting a special bow around their collar when she went to her forever home. Our breeder cried, saying goodbye. She told us we were always welcome back. We still often go and visit them now, so Minty can see her mum and sister. So make sure you do your own research. Go to a welcoming, warm and loving breeder. The second tip that I have is save in advance. Make sure you have enough money in the bank to afford a Samoyed. Samoyeds are a designer dog. They're not your run-of-the-mill pet. They are costly. Secondly, not only are they expensive from the onset, but they do need a lot of grooming supplies. We needed to purchase several grooming brushes, blow dryer, shampoo, conditioners, whiteners, rinsing, shampoos. And when we purchased our Samoyed, when we first started this whole process and journey, we knew that there were another 17 people on the wait list, and we had to wait almost 12 to 24 months for the litter to be born. Ultimately, make sure you have enough money in the kitty bank to be able to afford all the things that you need and the little expenses that come up along the way, like pet insurance, early vet appointments, vaccinations, registrations with your local council, collar name tags, engraving for your collar. Just make sure you're prepared to be able to afford a Samoyed and also wait for your dream dog. Tip number 3, purchase your doggy school and puppy supplies in advance. So we used meal for months, and we also made sure to purchase a 20-kilo bag in advance for her arrival. We also made sure we had a puppy pen ready for her to relax in. That's what I'm in now. We used an upside down coffee table to give her the dining room space, which was about 3 by 3. We also were lucky enough to have a crate, which we could borrow for her to have a place to sleep in and feel safe and secure. In the first few nights. We also purchased doggy poo bags, a pooper scooper, water bowl, food bowls, 4 toys for her chewing, vitamins. We also got, and this is not a plug, but some Ziwi treats and peak. We purchased a cheap cat collar, which is what she's wearing now. That's all you need. It's just from Big W. It's about $5, but it is Louis Vuitton, which is pretty cool. We purchased a doggy travel bowl for food and water when we are on the go in the car, as well as a few wipes if we felt she needed a bit of a clean when we were a bit messy. But more importantly, for a Samoyed, make sure you invest in a good vacuum. We had to buy a D-Bot, so it does it every day, or a Dyson, or just a very good vacuum, because boy, you're gonna need it. A good vacuum is critical when you own a Samoyed. In addition, it's important to do absolute experts in training, especially if you want your Samoyed to be a show dog. We are happy to learn how to train our dog properly through the best of the best. We went to really reputable dog trainers. You need to make sure you can purchase dog training packages early rather than later, because these puppy schools book out quickly, and you really want to make sure that they have a spot and they can be socialized really well. Number 4, book out time in your calendar. It's important that you have the time to spend with your Samoyed in the early weeks in year. Tell your friends and family that you will be embarking on one of the biggest, amazing, and best commitments of your life, owning a Samoyed. Owning a Samoyed is certainly no easy job if you want to do it right. So it's important to put in some boundaries with relatives and friends to make sure people show just a little bit patience and understanding while you raise your Samoyed baby. In the first 8 to 14 weeks, that's at least 2.5 months, you will not be able to take your puppy outdoors or in the public grass due to fear for him or her contracting a disease. And that disease is called parvovirus, or parvo as we sometimes call it, which is a highly infectious virus that attacks the intestinal tract and cardiovascular systems of dogs. The main source of the virus is in the feces of the infected dogs. The feces of an infected dog can have a high concentration of viral particles. So what that basically means is that you need to tell family, friends, extended family and friends that you will be housebound for some time in the early weeks of your puppy's life, and you won't be able to take him or her anywhere that might be risky for them to contract this very deadly disease. You will need to make sure your puppy is safe and secure in their own environment, while also trying to socialize them in a very human world. This is difficult but important if you want to make sure that they are socialized but also safe. We took our puppy to train stations, puppy schools, Bunnings, which is an Australian warehouse store for tools, and you can take dogs in there. You can learn how to socialize them with other humans as well as other same-aged puppies who are in the same stage of their vaccination journey. These were some great ideas to help build your puppy's tolerance for different early experiences, their confidence, and you will also need to brace your family to the idea that you will need to set aside time in your day to feed, groom, play, and train your Samoyed regularly. Putting in boundaries with your extended family is essential to make sure they celebrate your commitment and your new Samoyed puppy instead of missing you and resenting the need to your need to spend a lot of quality time with your new baby. And number 5, lastly, prepare your mind and heart for the best decision and commitment you will ever make in your life. If you are watching this video, you are most likely going to become a Samoyed owner in the future or sometime in your life, and you need to celebrate and reflect on the experience. Take lots of photos. You know, even when you don't have your puppy yet with your breeder during visits, and even take the time to find the inner joy of owning a Samoyed and just becoming an owner. You know, if your breeder allows it, take puppy litter photos. Samoyeds are very social, they're smiley, they're loving, loyal dogs and need an owner to be calm and committed to helping them reach their best self. Enjoy and celebrate in preparing to become a Samoyed owner, and don't wish the prep phase away. It is truly fun and exciting. Come here. You know, it's just, you know, setting up the home for your new puppy is half the fun. So take the time to make the perfect family home for your new Samoyed puppy. So that's it. My top 5 tips for preparing for a Samoyed puppy. Minty, the Australian Samoyed here, is so happy to have you come and join her today to learn all there is to know about looking after a Samoyed puppy. Thank you for spending your time with us. Follow us at Minty, the Australian Samoyed on Instagram, and feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more adventures with Minty, the Australian Samoyed. Thank you. Bye.
Who's the best dog in the world? Who's the best dog in the world? Who's the best dog